Hi all, welcome to Chord Circuits. Today we are going to learn about signals, the simple signals in Angular version 20. There are two types of signals. They are writable signals and readable signals. Writable signals are those signals whose value can be our set by us, and computer signals or readable signals are those signals whose value cannot be changed but they are dependent upon other signals. So we'll be covering both in this video. So let's start. So first of all, what are signals? Signals are wrapper around a value that notifies interested consumers when the value changes. Signal set can contain any value from primitive to complex data structures. Signals may either writable or readable signals. So first let's write a simple writable signals called count, and let's see how can increment the value based on the previous value, how we can set the value, etc. So I'm going to write count, which is of signal of 0, which is of type signal of number, and I'll initiate it to signal of 0. So now I want to display the value of count. I'll copy this count. I'll come over here and I will write P within a paraphrase count colon count. But if it is a signal, if you want to see the value, we have to put symbol braces like this. Let's see the value in his. Here the count is coming as 0. So we wrote a symbol signal here. Now we are going to write a signal which will set the value of count into another value. So we'll write set count and we'll write it as 20. This dot count of set of 20. Hmm, How come? Let's do a quick fix. I'll remove this number for time being because that is not a primitive number. That could be the reason. I'll just put it like this. Now we can set the value. So I'll set the value this dot count of set of 20. Let's go and write a button which call the set count on it. And it is named increment. I'll put it as set count, not increment. Increment was something suggested by the autopilot of GitHub. Now let's come over here and click set count. You can see the value as 20. Now I want to increment the value of the count based on the previous value. That is, I want to write a signal which is depending upon on a previous value. How will I do that? For that, we have another value called update count. I'm going to write update count. This dot update count. Here I'm going to write old value equal to old value plus 1. Now you will understand this. When to use set and when to use update. We have to use set when we are depending upon another value. We are independent upon the previous value, we use set. If we are dependent upon the previous value, we use update. So always keep this in mind. Now I'm going to call this update count. Here, I'm going to write a button which calls the on click it calls the update count. I'll put the name also as update count. I'll click update count. This is 1. So writable signals we have covered. Now we are going to cover readable signals or computed signals. Readable signals or computer signals are read-only signals that derive values from other signals. You define computer signal using computed functions specifying a derivation. Do you understand something? If not, don't worry, I'm going to explain it. App, now I have a value 20. So whenever the count is 20 or whenever the value of the count changes, I want to see the double the value of the same. How will I write it? I will define a computer signal called double count. Double count equal to computed count, and we'll write it as like this: computed. Within a computed we will write a anonymous function and this dot count, and where we'll set this dot count star 2. This will return this dot count star 2. This is computed function. And here in the HTML part I am going to write double count. Here I'm going to call the double count. Let's see here what happens. When you click the double count, nothing happens because it's 0. I'll do a set count, the value is 20. You click double count, the value should be 40. But it's not happening. What happened? Let me check what happened. Click double count. Sorry, you don't need to click double count. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You don't click double count because that is a computed function. Double count is a computed function. You just need to see the value of it. It was just missed from my end. I'm so sorry. That is not a function. We write double count like this. What was it? Double count like this. Let me go to the console and let me do an update count. 21 double count is 42, set count double count is 20, the update count is 20, double count is 40. You click again update count, you can see that whenever the value of count changes, double count is also changing. See here. So this is computed signal, a signal that is dependent on another signal or a signal that is derived from another signal. I hope you understood this video. So if you want more videos like this, you do subscribe, like and comment on this channel. We'll see you on the next video.